The name Radha is derived from the root word aradhana, which means worship. The personality who excels all in worshipping Krishna may therefore be called Radhika, the greatest servitor. Om Jnanatimirandasya Jnananjana Salakaya Chakshurmitan Yena Tasmai Shri Guruve Namaha. Sri Chaitanya Manobhistam Stapitam Yena Bhutale Swamrupa Kadhamayam Dadati Swapadantikam. Vandeham Shri Guru Sijuta Padakamalam Shri Guru Vaishnavamscha Shri Rupam Sagrajatam Sagana Raghunathavitam Tam Sajivam Sadvaitam Sabhadutam Parijana Saitam Shri Krishna Chaitanya Devam Sri Radha Krishna Pada Sagana Lalita Shri Vishaka Vitamsha He Krishna Karuna Sindhu Dinabandhu Jagatpate Gopesha Gopika Kanta Radhakanto Namastute Saptakanchana Gaurangi Radhe Vrindavaneshwari Rishabhano Sute Devi Pranamami Haripriye Vanchakalpatarubhascha Kripa Sindhu Bhaivacha Patitanam Pavanebhyo Vaishnavebhyo Namo Namaha Jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Sri Advaita Gadadhar Sivasadi Gaura Bhakta Vrinda Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare. Once again, Krishna Vancha Purti Rupa Kare Aradhane Ataiva Radhika Nama Purane Vakane. Our worship Aradhana consists of fulfilling the desire of Lord Krishna. Therefore, the Puranas call her Radhika. So we see in these verses which we are going to discuss today, the transcendental attributes of Srimati Radharani are being spoken about in these verses and being meditated on. And just by meditating on these verses about on the of the transcendental attributes of Srimati Radharani, one can, you know, completely purify one's consciousness, right? Completely purify one's consciousness. From one extent, we can meditate on that. Oh, how Srimati Radharani is at such a topmost level that we are not even qualified. Right? We're not even qualified. Think about her. Right? Sukdev Goswami, um, being the servant of Srimati Radharani, parrot of Srimati Radharani, if he would chant the names of Radha, he would go in such a trance. Right. So that's where in entire Srimad Bhagavatam, we don't see at a single place directly the mention of the name Radha. Directly the mention of the name Radha. Only in the next verse, basically in the 10th canto, 30th chapter, 28th verse, which is the 80th verse of this particular chapter, we see indirect reference of her name in the verse Anya Aradita Nunam Bhagavan Harishwara Yanno Vihaya Govinda Pitto Ayam Anayagraha. Truly the personality of Godhead has been worshipped by her. Therefore, Lord Govinda, being pleased, has brought her to a lonely spot, leaving us all behind. Anya Aradito Nunam. So Aradhana, worship. The word Radha is derived from this word Aradhana, right? It's derived from the word Aradhana. She appeared, right? She appeared on a lotus flower, right? She appeared on a lotus flower. Once when King Vrishabhanu, right, the king of Raval near Mathura, was heading the Vaishya community, he went to the banks of river Yamuna for a midday bath, right? He saw a golden lotus flower floating on the waters of Yamuna. And it was so brilliant and glowing like 1,000 suns, right? That he waded through the waters and caught hold of the lotus. And when he approached the lotus, he was surprised to see this beautiful baby girl on the lotus. Right. And that was Srimati Radharani. Right. That when King Vrishabhanu was pondering on it, that, oh, how did this baby appear here? Lord Brahma appeared and spoke, my dear Vrishabhanu Maharaj, you are extremely fortunate to get the sight of this divine little girl. This is the supreme divine mother of all creation, right? The original mother of everyone. And since in your previous life you and your wife underwent severe austerities and penances for many years, seeking the goddess of fortune to become your daughter, in response to your sincere prayer and desire, Lord Krishna arranged for the foremost Lakshmi, Lakshmi Sahasra Satasambhrama Sevyamana. This is the foremost Lakshmi. Lakshmi, all these thousands of Lakshmis are expansions of Srimati Radharani. Just like Govindam Adi Purusham, right? Lord Krishna is the original Supreme Person. And from him comes all these expansions, right? Swamsa expansions and Vivinamsa expansions, all this Prakasha, Vilasa, the expansions. So all these expansions comes from Lord Krishna. And same way, Srimati Radharani is non-different than Lord Krishna. The original Shakti of Lord Krishna. Just as Lord Krishna is described as Shaktiman. His Shakti, the internal energy, his entire internal energy, right, which is further classified as Samvit, Sandhini, Ladini. That Ladini, the pleasure-giving potency of the Supreme Lord, is personified by Srimati Radharani. And that Srimati Radharani appears on this lotus flower, floating on the banks of Jamuna. And King Vrishabhanu and Kirtida Sundari, who had performed, underwent austerities, severe austerities to have Lakshmi, goddess of fortune, to be their daughter. She appears right on the banks of Jamuna near Raval, where it comes to the attention of King Vrishabhanu, who then arranges for her bringing up, like for foster parents. right? As personally, Lord Brahma lifted the child and placed it in the hands of Rishabhanu, telling him to take care of her very carefully, right? Because she's the supreme mother. Just as Krishna is because considered as supreme father. She's a supreme mother, right? Yeah. So that's Srimati Radharani. And her name is Radha, which comes from this word Aradhyate, which means worship, or she also appeared on the Ashtami day when the star was Anuradha, right? Another star was there in the galaxy. So from that also her name is Srimati Radharani or Srimati Radha from that star Anuradha or Aradhyate, worship, because she is always worshipping the Supreme Lord. When she appeared, her parents where both King Vrishabhanu and Kirtada Sundari were feeling depressed. Why? Because this child, the golden complexion, um, didn't open her eyes, and they felt that the child from the birth itself is blind. But she didn't want to open her eyes, right? She didn't want to open her eyes till she sees her worshipable Lord Krishna, right? So when one day um, Kirtida Sundari and Mother Jashoda were holding their child to each other, and then they placed their child next to each other, right? That's the time when Lord Krishna peeped to see Srimati Radharani opened her eyes, so that she can see only Lord Krishna. So that her first vision is of Lord Krishna. So she is the topmost devotee, right? Topmost devotee uh, of the Supreme Lord. Her feminine aspect of the Supreme Lord is Srimati Radharani. Um, Lord's direct energy is Srimati Radharani. Top and she takes um, a position of always worshipping Lord Krishna. Lord Krishna attracts millions of Cupid and he's called Madan Mohan, right? But in front of Srimati Radharani, she attracts even Lord Krishna. That's why one name is Madan Mohan Mohini. She attracts even Lord Krishna, who is attracted by millions of Cupids, right? Millions of Cupids. That's Srimati Radharani. um, that's why she's indirectly referenced in Srimad Bhagavatam by Sukadeva Goswami, so that he does not go into the trance as Parikshit Maharaj had limited days, 7 days to hear the entire Srimad Bhagavatam. So he references indirectly Anya Aradhita Nunam, Bhagwan Hari Ishvara. Yanno Vihaya Govinda Prito Yamanayadra. Truly the personality of Godhead has been worshipped by her. She worships Lord Krishna in so many different ways. Right. And Lord Govinda is completely pleased by her worship, that among thousands of gopis with whom he is relishing this Rasalila pastime, and he personally expands himself in thousand different forms, and with each gopi he is having this Rasalila pastime. That suddenly, right at the climax of the Rasalila, he vanishes. Climax of the Rasalila, he vanishes. He is nowhere to be seen. He is nowhere to be seen. With whom? With Srimati Radharani. And he brings her to a lonely spot, leaving us all behind. Being pleased, he brought her to a lonely spot, leaving us all behind. It's the exalted position of Srimati Radharani. It's beyond, no, we cannot comprehend it with our material lusty vision. Right? It's the love between Lord Krishna and Srimati Radharani is completely transcendental. It's completely transcendental. Ladini Sakti. That's why she is a personification of Ladini Sakti. One who gives complete bliss to Lord Krishna. And by giving that bliss, by serving the Supreme Lord, she, in turn, is so much in bliss that Lord Krishna could not understand that, oh, I have gone to Mathura, and from Mathura I have gone to Dwarka. And here Srimati Radha is completely absorbed in separation from Lord Krishna. Right? Completely in separation from Lord Krishna. Sambhoga and Vipralamba, mode of separation. Vipralamba bhava. That in her ecstasy she exhibits all the Mahabhav symptoms. Uddhavji comes to, pacify the gopis and to pass on the message of Lord Krishna. And he becomes so absorbed by the seeing the mood of separation of the gopis, especially Srimati Radharani, from Lord Krishna, that he desires to be the creeper in Vrindavan, so that he can get the dust of the lotus feet of all these gopis who are so exalted, relishing this topmost Madhurya Ras, mellow, with Lord Krishna. And that's why, as Gaudiya Vaishnavas, we are considered the worshippers of Srimati Radharani. All our Goswamis, Acharyas are either assistants, Sakhis of Srimati Radharani, or Manjaris, assistants of the Sakhis who are assisting Srimati Radharani. Gopi Bharta Pada Kamala Dasanu Dasanu Das. Right? Dasanu Dasanu Das. Of those who are worshipping, who are assisting the assistants of Srimati Radharani. Right? Okay. Are there any questions or discussions so far before we go further? Okay. अतएव सर्व पूज्य परम देवता सर्व पालिक सर्व जगतेर माता. Therefore, Radha is Param Devata, the supreme goddess, and she is worshipable for everyone. She is the protectress of all, and she is the mother of the entire universe. She is the mother of the entire universe. Jagatera Mata. Right. Um, Parama Devata. Supreme Goddess. Right. Sarva Puja, worshipable by all. Right. We chant Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. In that Hare, we are invoking Srimati Radharani. We are crying out to Srimati Radharani that, oh, Srimati Radharani, I'm so disqualified. Please utilize me in the service of the Supreme Lord. Oh, energy of the Supreme Lord. Oh, Radha, please utilize me in the service of the Supreme Lord. And just by hearing that, Srimati Radharani does not see any qualification. Whether you are qualified, not qualified, she engages you in the service of the Supreme Lord. Right? She engages you in the service of the Supreme Lord. She is Karunamai. Right? राधे जय जय माधव दयिते करुणा करुमय करुणा भरीते सनक सनातन वनित चरिते. Right? Sanaka Sanatana Vanita Charite. O you who are filled with compassion, O you whose divine characteristics are described by the great sages Sanaka and Sanatana. O Radha, please be merciful to me. Right? Um, so, she is Karunamai, completely filled with compassion. Some at one time there used to be right at Radhakund, which is the topmost place. Act of Instructions mentioned that one should desire to, in this entire universe, to stay in Mathura Mandal. In Mathura Mandal, one should desire to stay in Vrindavan. There are 12 forests. Of the 12 forests, one should desire to stay in Vrindavan. Right? In Vrindavan, one should desire to stay at the lotus feet of Govardhan. Right? Govardhan. The Lord performed so many pastimes. He performed the pastimes of lifting Govardhan. He performed the pastimes in that Govardhan. So many pastimes. Dana Kela Lila, right? Uh, and there are these different caves in Govardhan where the intimate pastimes of Radha and Krishna took place. And then we see of that of in Govardhan, the topmost place is uh, Radha Kund, right? Radha Kund, where the waters of Radha Kund are the molten prema of Srimati Radharani for Lord Krishna, right? Molten prema of Srimati Radharani for Lord Krishna, the topmost place, right? Topmost place, Radha Kund. So there at Radha Kund, there was this um, uh, fox nearby, and everybody was chasing that fox and were throwing stones at that fox, and the fox hid in some uh, hooker, like a small hidden place, and uh, um, the people there lit the entire the entrance of that place with fire so that the fox cannot come outside. The fox was lamenting and lamenting and lamenting. And who came to the rescue? Srimati Radharani. Srimati Radharani even delivered the fox. Was so cunning, but he did. she delivered the fox, Karuna Karumai, right? And that place, after the mercy of Srimati Radharani, started being called as Shiv Pukar, right? Shiv Pukar, which is right at the entrance uh, before you enter Radhakund, where now there is also the cremation place there. Uh, but Shiv Pukar, right? Where Srimati Radharani delivered this fox, right? Who is considered to be a cunning animal, right? So, she's, we consider that in the mood of Srimati Radharani, Mahaprabhu appears, right? Lord Krishna comes in that Krishna form, right? Comes in that Krishna form to experience the love of Srimati Radharani, the separation, the ecstasy which Srimati Radharani is feeling in that Vipranama Bhav from him. So he appears. He is Krishna himself, but he appears in that golden complexion, in the mood of Srimati Radharani, right? But he is Sri Krishna Chaitanya, Radha Krishna, Nahi Anya. He is Sri Krishna Chaitanya, Radha Krishna, Nahi Anya. It's not different than Radha Krishna, right? It's not different than Radha Krishna. So that Srimati Radharani has that so much compassion. No one cared. One time somebody asked that question in a class when Giriraj Maharaj was giving a class that who is more compassionate? We consider Mahaprabhu as Namo Mahabadanyaya Krishna Prema Padayate. Right? Namo Mahabadanyaya. Who is more compassionate? Mahaprabhu or Srimati Radharani? Giriraj Maharaj immediately gave an answer, Srimati Radharani. Srimati Radharani is more compassionate. Lord Krishna, in the mood of Srimati Radharani, appears as Mahaprabhu. But in the form of Mahaprabhu, though is Srimati Radharani, right? In the mood of Srimati Radharani, he also has is Krishna, right? Is Krishna. While Srimati Radharani is completely compassionate. Completely compassionate. Right? That's where Vrindavan, she is considered the queen of Vrindavan. She is considered the queen of Vrindavan. Others, um, um, if you in Vrindavan, you talk about Krishna, then so who is Krishna? No, it's just there because of Srimati Radharani. His existence is there just because of Srimati Radharani. Right. And Srimati, Lord Krishna comes in different times, in past times, in disguise. But when he comes in front of Srimati Radharani, he cannot even contain his disguise. Right? When he came as in the disguise of a boatman, as soon as he saw Srimati Radharani, all his disguise went away. Right? Or he came in a disguise one time as an astrologer. Right? Completely covered as astrology came. That, oh, I can see the hand. And when Srimati Radharani extended her hand out, by just touching her hand, his entire disguise went away. Right? His entire disguise went away. That's Srimati Radharani. Paramadevta, the supreme goddess. Right? Paramadevta, supreme goddess. All Lakshmi, Lakshmi, Mother Sita, they are all expansions of Srimati Radharani. It is the original Lakshmi, original goddess of fortune. Right? Original goddess of fortune. from whom everybody expands. Sharva Lakshmi, in the next verse, we will see her being referred as Sharva Lakshmi. Right? She is the original source of all goddesses of fortune. Right? We see Lord Krishna, Swayam Bhagavan. He contains these six opulences. Six opulences are full of wealth, full of knowledge, full of renunciation, full of fame, full of strength, full of beauty. Srimati Radharani also represents the six opulences of Krishna. Right? He fully represents six opulences of Krishna. She also contains all the six opulences of Krishna. Right? Because she is the supreme energy of Lord Krishna. Right? Let's see in the next verse, the Sarva Lakshmi. सर्वलक्ष्मी शब्द पूर्वे करियाची व्याख्यान सर्वलक्ष्मी गानेर तिन्हो ana adhisthana. I have already explained the meaning of Sarvalakshmi. Radha is the original source of all the goddesses of fortune. Right. Original source of all the goddesses of fortune. Kimva Sarvalakshmi Krishnara Sadvida Aishwarya Tandra Adhisthara Sakti Sarva Sakti Varya. Or Sarva Lakshmi indicates that she fully represents the six opulences of Krishna. Therefore, this is the supreme energy of Lord Krishna. Right? This is the supreme energy of Lord Krishna. This is the original goddesses of fortune, Sarva Lakshmi, plus she fully represents the six opulences of Lord Krishna. So these are all different ways Sarva Lakshmi is defined, and how Srimati Radharani is Sarva Lakshmi. Right? Sarva Lakshmi. And further, Sarva Saundarya Kanti Vaishya Yanhate Sarva Lakshmi Ganera Subhaya Yanhaite. The word Sarva Kanti indicates that all beauty and luster rest in a body. All the Lakshmis derive their beauty from her. Right? All the Lakshmis derive their beauty from Srimati Radharani. Right? She's so beautiful. Right? She's so beautiful. That all the Lakshmi derive their beauty from Srimati Radharani. Anything beautiful in this material world is a perverted. No, we see a beautiful, some glimpse of that beautiful features. But Srimati Radharani is completely beautiful. Right? Her beauty, the description of her beauty, this, the Goswamis have written books and books on different parts, how different parts of a body are, each and every part of a body completely explicitly kind of promotes each and every part. This is completely so nicely shaped that uh, uh, she is completely beautiful, and as a result, she even attracts that who is attracted by the millions of cupids. She even attracts Lord Krishna, who is also supremely beautiful. Krishna, word Krishna itself comes Krishna, right? Where it means supreme beauty, right? Supreme beauty. And he is completely enchanted by this enchantress, Srimati Radharani. Right? Supremely beautiful. It's mentioned on her beauty, uh, Lord Krishna enchants the world, but Sri Radha enchants even him. Therefore, she is the supreme goddess of all. Sri Radha is a full power, and Lord Krishna is the possessor of all power. The two are not different as evidenced by the revealed scriptures. Right. Yeah. Further, let's read about her beauty further. Um, yeah, reading the book, the entire book uh, was on different parts of the beauty of Srimati Radharani. How her nose is so nicely, first of all, her lotus feet, right, are so nicely attracting everyone to the lotus feet of Srimati Radharani. Uh, then her knees, eyes, waist, slender, and not completely beautiful. Unnata Jala Rasam Swabhakti Shriyam, the beauty of Srimati Radharani's mood, otherwise known as Manjari, Manjari Bhav, right? Srimati Radharani, the tender-hearted, feminine counterpart of Godhead, is that one person in all of existence who knows best how to express love for Krishna. She is a supreme container of love for him, and as such, she is known as the Ashraya category. Right. Yeah. And there are various articles on uh, the beauty of Srimati Radharani and her mood in which she serves Lord Krishna in that beautiful mood. Just beauty by itself is not enough. Right? A person may be externally beautiful, but internally he would have so many anarthas. He or she would have so many anarthas. But she is externally beautiful and internally completely beautiful. Right? That's Srimati Radharani. Externally beautiful and internally beautiful. Yeah. Okay. Are there any questions in the subject matter before we dive deeper into her beauty? Sarvakanti. All beauty and luster rest in a body, and all Lakshmis derive their beauty from her. Right? All Lakshmis, all goddesses of fortune derive their beauty from Srimati Radharani. That's why she is called as Sarvakanti. And all of the desires of Lord Krishna rest in her. Right? All the desires of Lord Krishna rest in Srimati Radharani. And Srimati Radharani satisfies all of the desires of Lord Krishna. Right? Satisfies all of the desires of Lord Krishna. Okay. Somebody wanted to ask some question. Did somebody want to? have any question or reflections on this subject matter?
Hare Krishna Prabhu, please accept my obeisance. All Krishna Prabhupada.
Please accept mine, Krishna Prabhupada.
Prabhu, my question is off topic, so maybe to the end of the class, if nobody else has a question, we can, time is there, then you can cover it.
Okay.
Okay.
No, go ahead. Ask.
Oh, okay. You know, in the morning, Krishna Namanand Prabhu, in his class, made a very important point that we belong to ISKCON. That means, you know, all of us who are in ISKCON family, we belong to ISKCON. But sometimes what happens is we kind of tend to take things for granted, whatever it be, whether it is an initiation or vows. And that same taking for granted can also spill over where we think that ISKCON belongs to us. In the sense that, oh, I've been serving for so many years, so I'm entitled, you know, that sense of entitlement. That I'm an ISKCON man or I'm a Prabhupada man. And now ISKCON is, of course, we should always feel that ISKCON is mine, but not from a sense of proprietorship. So what can we do, Prabhu, to always be in that state of mind where we belong to ISKCON, not that we are the proprietor or sense of entitlement, anything related to ISKCON?
Yes, Srila Prabhupada brought this point up with few devotees at two different times, as I have heard. One with Brahmananda Prabhu, right at New York. Brahmananda Prabhu was the first temple president in ISKCON at 22nd Avenue. And Prabhupada, on a morning walk one day in New York, where Brahmananda Prabhu was also with him, he was pointing, see, this place, the Prabhupada Park. He said, oh, it belongs to the Supreme Lord. And then this New York is, in one sense, an insignificant city in the state of New York, which is an insignificant state in this United States of America. Right? This compared to this entire galaxy, America is just one continent. Right? And then that particular universe is one universe in millions of universes, which comes when Karnodaksha Vishnu exhales. These millions of universes come about. Right? And each and every universe is, he expands as Garbhodaksha Vishnu, from whom 14 planetary system comes. Of that 14 planetary systems, there is the Bhuloka, right, the Earth planet. So, of that, so when you see this entire cosmos, you see how insignificant you are, that you think that you are the president or you are the proprietor or you are this or that. Right. So, Sir Prabhupada was highlighting that point, that even Ananta Shesha with its millions of hoods, what are the millions of hoods doing?
Glorifying Krishna.
It was nicely depicted in a drama on Janmashtami. These are millions of hoods are glorifying the Supreme Lord, glorifying the pastimes of the Supreme Lord. But they are not able to completely touch all the pastimes of the Supreme Lord, because the pastimes of the Supreme Lord are so unlimited. Right? They are unlimited. That Ananda Shisha with his millions of hoods with this full glorification, could not completely glorify all the pastimes of the Supreme Lord. Right.
Mm.
And we think that, oh, we are the topmost, we are this, we are that, we are that. So, Sarvapadi Vinirmukta, Tat Paratvena Nirmalam. Right. We should give up all these upadhis, be free from upadhis in our mental state, and just consider us to be the servant of the servant of the servant of those who are serving the Supreme Lord. Right? That's why there's so much emphasis given on serving. Become a follower, not a leader. If you are a good follower, you'll be a good leader. But become a follower. Always follow. And always follow. Gopi Bharta Dasaka Gopi Bharta Pada Kamana Dasanu Dasanu Das. Not bossanu bossanu boss. It's Dasanu Dasanu Das.
Mm.
Servant of the servant of the servant. Right? So we should consider ourselves insignificant. We are insignificant. That's our real no, position. So it's not that we are insignificant. So when we consider ourselves as insignificant, we would truly identify ourselves. A glimpse of our identification will get that, hey, ultimately, hey, I'm just nobody. And in that mood, when we really identify ourselves, in that humility, we'll be able to understand. Humbler than the blade of grass, Tinadapi Suniche, Sunichena Tarorapi says, more tolerant than a tree. More tolerant than a tree. Amanina Manadina, Kirtanya Sadahari. Giving all respects to everybody, but in return, not expecting respect. Why I'm this, I'm that, why I'm not glorified, why I'm not garlanded, why not this, why not that.
Mm.
That's a mental concoction. And fortunately, if someday you have some good fortune of the Supreme Lord and you're garlanded, consider that not because of you, because of the mercy of the Supreme Lord.
Mm.
So, when we transform our consciousness in that mood, then we will think that we are gods, not God. We are gods,
Mm.
right? Or we are ISKCON. ISKCON is a spiritual organization. It's considered as Srila Prabhupada's body, a spiritual organization. So that's how the point which Krishna Prabhu made could be understood. Is that okay? Amritan Prabhu?
Yeah. Yeah, Prabhu. Thanks. Thank
Yeah,
you very much. Thank you.
thank you. So, anybody else has any discussion on this or any topic which we discussed about Srimati Radharani, how it's called, Arad, how her name is derived from Aradhyate, worship. She's always worshipping the Supreme Lord. There's Ladini Sakti, right? Karunamayi, right? Paradevta, worshipable by all the Supreme Goddess, protectors of all, and mother of the entire universe, right? Sarva Lakshmi is the origin source of all goddesses of fortune, right? It fully represents the six opulences of Krishna, supreme energy of Lord Krishna, and Sarvakanti. Right? Sarvakanti is so beautiful that all beauty rests in her body, and all Lakshmis derive their beauty from her. Right? So all of Krishna's desire rest in her, and all are fulfilled by Srimati Radharani. Anything else? And anybody would like to add?
Hare Krishna Prabhu, and Pranam to Srila Prabhupada. Um, Prabhu, Radharani is no different from Krishna, right? I mean, it's
Yes.
from. Then why is it that we do not fast for the whole day as we do for maybe Janmashtami or Narsinghdev's appearance day?
Good. This is not different than Krishna. Why we don't fast? As we just heard, she appears at midday when King Vrishabhanu, after for his midday puja, goes to Jamuna, right? And he sees in this golden lotus flower this child. So she appears in the afternoon, at noon, not even afternoon, at noon. That's why we fast till noon. Lord Krishna appears at midnight, so we fast till midnight. Lord Nrsimhadev appears at dusk.
Correct.
Right? That's why we fast till dusk. Right? Is that okay?
Yes, Prabhu. Thank you so much. Thank you. Very well.
Anything else?
Hare Krishna.
Hare
Thank you, Madhupati Prabhu.
Thank you.
That's very nice. Nice points, especially Chaitanya Charitamrita gives so wonderful, deep understanding of the Radha Tattva, the position, and who is Srimati Radharani. And further down, we can see that the more glories of Srimati Radharani. Krishna Bhaskar. So nice. Thank you so much. Anybody else? Anything else would like to add? Any comments? Any other reflections? Thoughts?
Hare Krishna Madhupati Prabhuji. Thank you so much for very nicely explained. Just one day, like Rukmini, she always Krishna was saying Radhe Radhe while sleeping also. So Rukmini Mata wanted to see who is Radha, and when she went to meet her, and she was going from the door to door, first she met one very beautiful girl. She thought she is Radha, but she said no, I am Dasi, and like this she was going to different doors. So Miss, we can imagine how beautiful Radharani is. Like her dasis are so beautiful, so how beautiful she is. And when she saw Radharani, she was just astonished. Oh, she is just beyond everything. So it's so beautiful. And our Radharani is so pretty. When we come, first our eyes goes to Radharani. Like how her bhav is always serving to Krishna, Radha Sham, so like Sham Sundar. So very nice, Prabhuji, very nice.
Yeah. Yeah, Rukmini, you see, in Dwarka Lila, Mother Rukmini is what? She's Mahalakshmi. Right? Expansion of Srimati Radharani.
Yeah.
In the mood of Chandravali. Rukmini is more in the mode of Chandravali. Where Satyabhama in Dwarka Lila is more in the mode of
Radharani.
Radharani.
Yeah.
Where, right, she's in the Swakiya Bhav. Rukmini, the queens of Dwarka in the Swakiya Bhav. Right. Parakya Bhav, Brajate Prachar. Swakiya Bhav means the wife being attracted to her husband and always being obedient to her husband and serving her husband. The Swakiya Bhav. Parakya Bhav is a Bhav of a beloved. Right. For her most beloved. Right. So Srimati Radharani. That bhav and parakya bhav, and the topmost of that embodiment of separation. Gaur Gobind Maharaj wrote that book, Embodiment of Separation. He exhibits that Mahabhav, where the Satyabhama and Dwarka Lila exhibit some qualities like that. That they will demand. They will not come under subjugation of her husband, but still demand. What kind of husband you are? Get me this parijat flower. Right? Get me that parijat flower. Well, all the way, why that flower plant is growing in the loka. Get me the tree. Right here in Dwarka.
Yeah. But Krishna was also Chaturna. He planted that plant in Satyabhama's place and flowers were falling down Rukmini's place. Always after sunrise, Parijat flowers just, they don't stay on the tree. They were falling in Rukmini's place. Yeah, beautiful pastime, Prabhuji. Yeah, Swakiya Bhav and Parakiya Bhav. In Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's Lila also, when Chaitanya Mahaprabhu got married and Vishnu Priya, right? So
Lakshmi Priya and Vishnu Priya.
yeah, he said to her, like, you have to become Radha. Then she said, why not Rukmini? Because that Parakiya Bhav, she has to have that separation from Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. So very beautiful, Prabhuji. When we read, we listen, every time we get so many different meanings and beautiful nectar.
Yeah.
Hare Krishna, Madhupati Prabhu. I had a question.
Yes, Prabhu.
So, Prabhu, my question was that the difference between, so, we say that when you love, bhakti is supposed to be selfless, meaning that you're not supposed to be asking for anything in return. But at the same time, when you are in any sort of trouble, like it could be on something small at work, even today, you find yourself asking for help, right? And then we also have the example of Draupadi, right? Where she also, that when you at the end you surrender to the Lord and the Lord takes care of it. But so the difference between selfless bhakti where you don't ask for anything, right? The difference between ask, I guess my confusion is that in that moment you feel like, oh, if your bhakti is supposed to be selfless, you're not supposed to be asking for anything, but yet when you're in trouble, you end up asking. That's one. My second part was that I heard somewhere that Radhama usually reach out to Radhama for bhakti, right? Not for anything like in this material world. But at the same time, once again, if you're going through some issue and you're in some trouble at work or anywhere, do you think of, is it okay to think of Srimati Radharani in that situation, or she would not be, the correct one to think in that situation?
Good questions. Asking. So we should always ask for spiritual service, spiritual help. Like if you're drowning in the ocean, right? If you're drowning in the ocean, what would you ask for?
Right, to get rescued from that, right?
Well, to get rescued from that pitiable condition in which you are.
Right.
The wealth is not going to help us if you're drowning in the ocean. If somebody is drowning in the ocean, you say, okay, take these millions of dollars.
Right.
Take this gold. Take this apartment or the most palatial building. To him, he say, oh, come on, okay, yeah, this all is good. Let me come out first. Our real ask should be that we are drowning in this ocean. Please get me out of this ocean.
Right.
Get me out of this ocean. That's intelligence. Otherwise, the material platform, when we ask, the Lord says, akama sarvakama mokshakama udaradhi. Whether you are desireless, or you are desiring liberation, or you are desiring sarvakama, material things, fruitive things. In any of these three conditions, you worship me. Right? In any of these three conditions, you worship me. Dhruva Maharaj, right? Narad Muni said, the only person to satisfy your desire, he had also a material desire, Dhruva Maharaj. His desire was to have a kingdom higher than his great-grandfather. And his great-grandfather was Lord Brahma. So to have a kingdom higher than Lord Brahma. Why I was insulted by my father, that I am not fit to even sit on his lap. Insulted by basically his stepmother, that I'm not fit to sit even on the lap of my father. And Dhruva Maharaj, guided by his spiritual master, is worshipping Lord Krishna. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Performing severe austerities to worship Lord Krishna. That hey, ultimately you will satisfy my material desires. Right. So, but Lord Krishna, when he appears, what happens to his material desires? He feels his material desires like as broken pieces of glass. That all this time I was hankering for this material desires, great kingdom higher than my great grandfather. I was like, broken pieces of glass. When I get darshan of the Supreme Lord, there's nothing else in the material world to be achieved. Right. So that's our should be our real ask. But otherwise, yeah, a neophyte platform and even some material things happens and we approach the Supreme Lord, okay. But Supreme Lord will give us tesam satata yuktam bhajatam priti parukam dadami buddhi yukam tam. He will provide us intelligence. That, why are you asking? For that, ananyas chinte yantamam ye jana paripasate. For a devotee, whatever you lack, he will provide automatically. Right. But he will first of all take away your enjoying desire to enjoy that. Right? Enjoying desire, you take away. So Draupadi, is in full surrender. This is approaching the Supreme Lord. If at all somebody can say, oh, it's you. Right. I fully surrender to you, Govinda. That's Draupadi's position. And Lord Krishna, based on her devotion, right? We have these words, Chaturvida bhajante mam jana sukritana Arjuna, arto jigyashu arte jnanicha bharata sabha. 4 kinds of people will worship me, right? One who is desiring, one who is distressed, one who is inquisitive, one who is desiring wealth, or one who is all seeking for knowledge. So, yeah, there. But let's come to that Ananya Bhakti. Tavai Pumsa Paradama, Yato Bhakti Adoksade. Yayatma Suprasiditi. Right? Unalloyed devotional service. Let's ask for that. Na janam na janam na sundarim. Kavitama Jagadisha Kamaya. Mama Janmani Janmanishware. Bhavatat Bhakti Ahituki Tvai. Unalloyed devotional service. Let's all strive to come to that stage. Otherwise, one day we'll have wealth, other day it will be taken away in this material world. Right? Even Aurangzeb, after conquering the entire world, his instruction was, keep my hands outstretched so that the whole world knows that when I'm living, I'm going empty-handed. Yeah. So that was that part of the question. What was the second part of your question which you asked? The last part of it?
So I think the second part was that, when you are in any sort of trouble, do you reach out to Srimati Radharani in that situation, or do you not, because she is meant to be reached out when you are looking for pure bhakti or devotional service to Krishna? You ask that from her, but not like anything like at work if you have some issue and you're really stuck and you really need to surrender. Do you reach out to her, or you go to Krishna for that, and then to Srimati Radharani you go for when you want bhakti?
Well, one thing is we never directly approach Lord Krishna. We always approach Lord Krishna through Srimati Radharani. That's why we chant Hare Krishna. We never directly approach Krishna. It's always through Srimati Radharani. Right? So that should be our mode. Always through Srimati Radharani we approach Lord Krishna. So, He's all merciful. At the end of the day, He will purify us. The spiritual master is a manifestation of Srimati Radharani. Either a manifestation of Srimati Radharani or a manifestation of Lord Nityananda. Right? Original spiritual master. So, we approach our spiritual master. I'm going through this. What should I do? We approach our senior devotees. I'm going through this difficulty. What should I do? Right? So that they can guide us. Right? At times, to remain calm and composed when all the troubled waters are around us. Maybe the advice. And how can we remain calm and composed in that? By chanting the holy name. Right? We chant the holy name. What happens? All anxieties. Maha mantra. Mantra means one which relieves the mind from all anxieties. Right? So our mind becomes agitated when we are in that difficult situation. At that time, not for material desires, but for keeping us calm and composed, just fixed up in our devotional service, we chant the holy name. In any troubled times, we should just take out our chanting bead, chant Hare Krishna. Suddenly we become agitated and angry. What we should do? Take out our beads and chant.
Yes.
That should be your best remedy for anything. The police is giving ticket, chant Hare Krishna.
Yes.
Who knows? I've been in a situation where police is giving ticket, I have start chanting. Police say, oh, what are you doing? What is in there? You get, oh, this is only beads. Yes, Pargi on the ticket.
Yeah, I had a similar experience, Prabhu. Yeah, I was going to to the temple, and I was doing the Narsimha Arti, and he stopped and he said, "Oh, I'm so sorry." He told me I did something. I told him I didn't, and he very kindly. I've never seen a police officer say sorry, so he said sorry and walked away. So yeah, you never know in which form the mercy comes.
Yeah, so sometimes the mercy will come like that. Not that we should that they are our order carriers.
Correct. Yes.
That we chant and then just as we have the habit that while chanting we fall asleep, while driving also we chant and then we fall asleep.
Right.
Yeah.
And Prabhu, yeah, Katha is, Katha, listening to Katha and is very important, because it's funny how a lot of things you said, although I knew of it, I'd heard of it, I'd heard it, but I forgot in the moment, so, repeating, hearing continuously is very important, for these things to stick to our mind.
That's why Nityam Bhagavata Sevya, whether we heard it or not, we should go on hearing it again and again, again and again. We cannot say that, oh, this fourth canto, I already have heard this before. It's all right. Let the temple come to the 10th canto, then I will join the Bhagavatam class. No. each and every time, the part of the fruit, it's like a ripened fruit. So which part of the fruit the nectar would come from? From the reciter. That we'll see, oh, this part, I never thought about this was from this nectar. Nityam Bhagavata Sevya. Yeah.
Yeah, thank you so much, Prabhu.
Thank you very much, Brij Prabhu, for asking these wonderful questions.
Yes, Hare Krishna.
Hare Bol, Hare Krishna. Anything else? $820, Simeshwar Prabhu, what's next? If you don't have questions.
Yeah, okay, thank you. So, if nothing else, then let's conclude. Let's chant Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram,
Ram.
Vancha Kalpatarupasya Kripa Sindhu Bhevacha Paditana Pavanebhyo Vaishnava Namaha Vaishnavindra Ki Jai. Chaitanya Charitamrita Ki Jai. Srila Prabhupada
Jai.
Radhashtami Mahamahotsav Ki Jai. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Madhupati Prabhuji. Thank you so much, Prabhuji.
Also, again, reminding on Friday and Saturday, we had this wonderful 2-day seminar by Raghunath Prabhu, who is on his way coming from India to here. He'll be arriving tomorrow evening. So we'll have seminars on Friday and Saturday. Yeah, so please take full advantage of these seminars. I was just thinking about quality conversations. It's so important, quality conversations, right, in our devotional practice, in our devotional communications, not only in our devotional communications, even at our home, quality conversations is important. between our family members. Right? So please take full advantage of this wonderful topic on which he's going to speak on. Okay. Vanchakalpatarubhayascha kripa sindhu bhayavacha patitanam pavanebhyo Vaishnavebhyo namo namaha. Vaishnavinda ki jai. Okay. Very well.